Today, we're looking at opportunity analysis, which leverages AWS machine learning to assess an opportunity based on NHL Edge data. The opportunity analysis model offers key inputs, breaking down the impact of a particular scoring chance and the difficulty of a goalie save in key moments on the ice. Let's look at Connor McDavid's golden opportunity near the end of Game 7 as the Oilers pushed hard to get that game-tying goal.
And this was golden for the Oilers late in the game. In game number 7, Connor McDavid able to beat a couple of players out of the corner quickly here. You can see he's got 2 defenders on him, gets back to Bouchard, and quickly in front just airmails it. And it's a game of inches, and that was mere inches there. And here we'll start to get inside the numbers, Tony.
Yeah, and a couple things I want to point out here. Great play by Draisaitl getting around the boards, but when it gets to Bouchard, and you can stop it right there, you can see his head up, and this is what he sees. And the first thing you want to do as a defenseman when you get the puck at the point is find out, did any of our players offensively beat the defensive players of the net front? And right now he gets a quick look to peek to see that McDavid beats his guy out of the corner, and the first thing he wants to do, and the thing that he wants to do fast, is get that puck to the net. So he makes the eye contact. Instead of stick handling when he gets that puck to the corner, the other thing you'll see is he delivers it directly there as kind of a one-time pass. But what we really should point out here is the job that Hyman does in front of the net of making Bobrovsky make this even more difficult. He's got to stand up and look to see to try to find where that puck is and potentially what might be coming at him. So by him being up on his edge like this, it gives him a really good chance of him being able to have more time once that puck does get to McDavid. So a great job by Hyman getting in front there for the screen.
And all of a sudden, once Bouchard releases this puck, it is humming. It's going to be coming across the ice to Connor McDavid, who beats both his men out of the corner. 56 miles an hour this puck is coming to Connor McDavid. That's not a lot of time. Connor McDavid, the one area here, Connor McDavid, you're going to have to see is going to have to reach for this puck. That makes it a little bit different than having your stick down and having a lower bottom hand. And also late in the game, the bump in the ice, it's not the clean ice. This puck is wobbling a little bit as it gets to Connor McDavid, makes it a little bit tougher, but still comes into a very high rate of danger. Roll it. As you see, all the net in the room that Bobrovsky has to cover. And here's the probable goal rate. Just about 45%. That is the number that you're looking for if you're the Oilers. And once we get to Bobrovsky, the angle coming off McDavid's stick, and Bobrovsky has to come over just over 5 feet to try and make this save. That is a lot of ground to cover, Tony.
And he finds a way to get into pretty good position to force Connor McDavid to make a really good shot. I think had he not pushed over there and had he not had to lift the puck up here, he might have been able to tap it in the backside of the net.
Yeah, so get back. Here's to my point here where Connor McDavid has to reach. This is where it becomes a little bit more difficult. If you're here as a player and you got that lower bottom hand, it's going to be more of a direct punch because it's a little bit out in front of him, and this puck is coming at 56 miles an hour. Even though Connor McDavid and this puck is only 6 feet from the goal line. Think of that, 6 feet from pretty much a yawning cage. And here you can see the bumpy ice late in the game. The puck is rolling on Connor McDavid. That's why maybe it tilts back to that 55% chance that it doesn't go in. And Connor McDavid, by a mere inches, sails it over the crossbar, ever so close. And those were the numbers. And we'll get another look at this in high speed.
And you look at all the skill on the ice at this point in the game. There's 2 minutes to go in the game. It's a 1-goal Stanley Cup Game 7. And Edmonton did get their chance. Bobrovsky did whatever he could to do, but despite the screen attempt by Hyman to make it as difficult as he could on McDavid when he did get that.
Oh, yeah, you look at it, and this is where McDavid's speed, you really notice his speed out of the corner. He's got both Ekblad and Forsling just barreling down on him. He's able to spin out of that control. And you talk about just how fine a line it is and all these numbers that we're going through. Just the 1 inch closer to his stick, maybe one bobble less onto that ice, and it just goes below that crossbar. Unfortunately for Edmonton, fortunate if you're a Panther fan, it sailed high and wide, and the Panthers go on to win the Stanley Cup.
And if it went in the net, we could still be going overtime. We could still be playing.
Yeah,
those teams were so darn good.
Playing.
I would have not minded it going to overtime, Billy, but I'm glad you being part of the Panthers I'm glad it did.
And here's some of the stuff, the goalie angle. 57.86 degrees from the puck line. That basically means where Bobrovsky is standing and where the puck ends up. That's the degree that he's going to have to come across. The distance for him to cover, 5.27 feet. That is a lot. But Bobrovsky, you mentioned, was able to get over and make it close. That's high. And here's the big one, 6.49 feet. That's when Connor McDavid has the puck on his stick. That's all that puck has to travel to get into that yawning cage. Just does not quite make it.
The other factor, too, that I think comes into it, Bobrovsky had played so well in that game. And when you're a shooter, even if you're Connor McDavid and such a great shooter, when you know you got a goalie that's on his game like that, you may try to make a perfect tip on that. And when that gets in your head like that, instead of Connor McDavid maybe just tipping it to the middle of the net, he thought he had to make a perfect shot, get it up top, and it went just a little bit too high.
And that's where it ends up, Jameson.
I just want to know if we have the measurements, the NHL Edge IQ of your heart rate in that moment, because we've got a lot of great numbers and great data. But your heart rate
mine was
in
at
that moment,
175 to 200.
Yeah,
It was clicking
that
along.
might be on the low side of things.